Wondering what's next in your business or personal life? Welcome to Success to Significance, Life After Breaking Through Glass Ceilings, a podcast dedicated to helping you with all of life's challenges, discoveries, and opportunities. Whether you're seeking a new career, retirement, or simply wanting to make an impact in your community or the world. Join Jen Du Plessis and her guests as they explore how to start, what to do when you're in the thick of a change or growth, and how to leave a mark in this world after breaking through your next achievement. You are moments away from the aha you've been seeking.
Hi there, and welcome back to Success to Significance, Life After Breaking Through Glass Ceilings. I'm your host, Jen Du Plessis. Like you didn't know that, but thank you so much for listening to our show. Today, I'm so excited. You know, we've been trying to do this interview for a little over a year. My dear friend, and I feel like I can say it because we've slept in the same bed at a mansion in, right, in a mansion, a retreat / mastermind in, where were we at?
In
Some
Malibu.
place in Malibu, some famous place. Yeah, we were in Malibu. You know, we've had so much fun together. We really have. My dear friend Havilah Malone, who is an actress, who is a businesswoman, who's a #1 best-selling author, who just recently received the Now Awards. So for those of you that don't know what that is a network of outstanding women. The 2023 Now Award for Best Artist or Outstanding Artist. I don't even remember what it says. They're just #1 artist. #1 artist. I received award there too. I know. For best mentor. I don't even know what it's called. Is it best something? I don't know.
No, she was Mentor of the Year.
Oh, that's right. Mentor of the Year. So she received the Artist of the Year. There we go. I don't even know what the award was. We both had the privilege of doing that. And she took so many pictures and videos of me without me looking. And I know you did it for everybody. You're just incredible. Really captured some really cool stuff. So I just want to say thank you. But welcome to the show. Happy to have you.
I am so excited about you're right. We have been trying to get together to do this for like a year.
I know it.
And then we're here now. It's finally happening. So I'm super excited to be here because we have had some amazing times together.
We have. In fact, the first time that we met, and we know the Great Retrace, we know how we were introduced. And but the first time that we met, I think we had an hour scheduled, or maybe even 30 minutes, because I not give somebody an hour, probably 30 minutes. And I think 2.5 hours later, we were like, we got to get off the phone because we're just talking way too much, right? And then I invited you to Secret Knock, and that was a blast.
Yeah.
And then we went to Malibu, and we saw each other at Best You, I think, and then we saw each other, at Pop, and it's just great getting to know you even more and more and more. And I just love your spirit, and you're always positive. That's what I love about you. There's always a twist that's positive. And I guess as an actress, let's talk about that first, and then we'll go back a little bit further because I know you have other ceilings that you've broken through, but. As an actress, you have to have that positivity. You have to have that constant desire that, hey, this is going to happen. Because if not, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? So tell us a little bit about your path to becoming an actress and, what you've done. And I know a lot of what you've done, but you can share it. What you've done, where we can see you. And, what are some of the ceilings that you've had, or the glass, ceilings that you've had to break through?
Absolutely. I think first is making a decision about what you want. And when I was in high school, I used to be a part of this junior league program where we used to try real cases in court. And so we used to, all of our clients were already found guilty of their crimes, but we would decide, argue sentencing before the judge. And so my career path, my goal was to actually become a lawyer. And so as I was making my decision to go to college, I'm like, I can go to school, become a lawyer, or I can just be a lawyer on TV. I was like, it might be a lot more fun doing that. So I literally changed the trajectory of what I was going to study in my life based off of like, okay, like, I think this would probably be a little bit more aligned for me and a more fun experience. And so I started college when I was 16. I wanted to go to UCLA, but my parents are like, you're a young, naive self. No, ma'am, like find something local. Like we're not sending you halfway across the country by yourself. And so I did. I studied dramatic arts and communication. I also got a degree in psychology. And my desire was to be on camera. And I started off actually in news, and I used to work for Fox, but I worked behind the scenes. I was a production assistant and then went into field producing. And there was something within me that I was holding my own self back. I was creating my own ceiling of really accomplishing the thing that I wanted to do, which was being on camera. And it was because of my own like low self-esteem and not feeling like I was good enough or like pretty enough and like or could articulate enough and just all of that stuff, the not enoughness. And it wasn't
Yeah.
until I was, yeah, and I think we've all felt that in
Oh, of
some
course.
aspect or area of our lives, you know? Yeah, it was like you have a goal, you have something that you want to accomplish, but then it's like, maybe not. Like, and we don't want to put ourselves out there in that way. And it wasn't until I was pushed, you know, encouraged to step out there and to audition for a project that was for AMC that I really got that vote of confidence that I needed to take the step to move towards my actual goal and dream. And I ended up getting that role, which was to be a lead commentator for this AMC project. And so that was my first like on camera, like really, you know, significant like thing in the entertainment industry. And then things continue to grow from there. So I think sometimes we need a helping hand to see the gifts that are inside of us when even we don't believe in ourselves enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we can't see our own ears, right? We can't see our own ears. And that's really what it is. So, you know, so you get this first break. I mean, what we consider break, right? You get this first break. And then what's happened with your career? Have you had ups and downs and all arounds, or has it been pretty steady? And where along the path have you had these bright lights of, wow, I made it to the next level, or wow, I finally got something, you know, different? Because I know every time I talk to you, you're like, I just came back from an audition. I just came back from a, you know, filming a commercial, filming of this, filming of that. So you're always working. So tell us a little bit about that path, you know, right after that, what did it springboard for you over your career?
Mm-hmm. I would love to say that, yes, it was from A to B to C, and everything was just amazingly. But life doesn't work that way. And
No.
so it's all about, you know, the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows, you know, within our
Mm-hmm.
journey. So going from that, I actually I had a reality show that was on Style Network, now available on E. And then I actually left out of television altogether and went to corporate America. So I
Oh my
started
gosh.
right.
And
I worked
okay,
for
I
Hewlett.
didn't know about that, but okay, let's don't get off track, but I'm gonna go back to that. I got to find out about that too. Yeah.
Yes. And so, and in my time in corporate America, they found out about my television background. And so then I was thrust back in front of the camera. I became a spokesperson on like the Home Shopping Network and QVC, Shop at
Oh,
Home TV and America store. So I used to sell Hewlett Packard products on air. And so that gave me another like taste of,
yeah.
this is where I'm supposed to
Performing.
be, is to be on camera. And
Yeah.
so I finally made like a decision, and I was like, I'm going to more fully pursue my acting career. So I worked to get an agent. I got an agent, and then I booked a series, NCIS New Orleans. I have booked a couple of movies at that point in time. And I'd done quite a few projects like commercials and things of that nature. And what came to me, because I had also been, I had in this time, so a lot of other things that happened. I had released books, I was speaking on stages, and one of the speeches that I gave was about fulfilling your childhood dreams. And Goldcast picked it up, it went viral, and so many people were reaching out saying, hey, we had these childhood dreams, and like this has inspired us to like go after them. And I started thinking to myself, I'm like, I need to take my own advice. I was like, I literally
We all do.
changed.
By the way, we all do. We all do. Yeah.
I was like, I literally changed career paths. Instead of
Yeah.
becoming a lawyer, I went into the entertainment industry to play a lawyer on television. And even though I've played a lot of other characters and had been able to tell a lot of other stories, I have not played a lawyer. I was just like, it's time for me to go
Right.
and do that. And
Yeah.
so I made a decision at that point I reached out to one of my acting coaches out in LA, and I was living in New Orleans at the time. And I said, when is your next intensive or your next like cycle of classes starting up again? And she told me, and at this point, we were in March of 2019. She said it's going to be in June 29th of 2019. I said, okay, no problem. I'll be out there by June 26th. So I used Napoleon Hill's 6 Steps to Riches to create my definite chief aim, which is to move out to LA and to play a lawyer on a television show. And I moved to LA on June 26th. And I believe within a year and a half, I secured a role on HBO's Insecure, secured on Insecure.
Right, on Insecure.
It was a lawyer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. Wow. Look at you
Yes.
manifest that. I love that story. I love that.
You literally, anything that we want, if we're clear about what we want and are willing to take the actions necessary, we can have it, like literally anything. And I've had the opportunity to do a lot of other things. Like I've been on HBO's Barry. There's like 5 or 6 national commercials that are airing currently that I am in, so there's a lot of things that
I told you, I look for you all the time. I told you in the green room, every time a commercial comes on, I'm like, okay, I'm going to zap through it, but then I'm looking for Havilah. I'm looking for Havilah.
Yeah.
In every commercial, I'm like, where is she? And I tried to find you on the commercial for I don't know where they come up with these names for these drugs. It's so funny. But when all the commercials,
yeah.
What was it? Which one was it?
Trodelvy. It's a cancer treatment medication.
I'm where do they come up with these names? They just throw a bunch of, nouns and everything, consonants in. They go, oh, this sounds like a good name. But yeah, and I couldn't remember the name, but every time one of those commercials on, I'm like, hold on. Nope, she's not in this one. Go next. Right.
Right. Exactly.
It's so funny. I've been trying to watch
God. And it's been cool, like from like Angie to Yelp to Amazon to now Walmart, just a lot of really amazing opportunities have been able to come my way. And it's also because I'm clear about what I want, the type of people that I want to work with, the sets, the energy that is on the set that I want. Like I have a vision for, and I hold space for those things to align. And when I talk to a lot of actors or people who want to pursue this as a career, they're so general and so vague. Like I just want to, book a role. I was like, well, you could book a role in your friend's student film and like you booked a role. So the more specific, right, like, which is cool, like it gets you, work opportunity, you get to tell stories, but like, is that really what you want? And I think the work that I have done, the self-development work that I have done over the years has prepared me to know that you have to be focused, to know that you have to be clear about what you want, very intentional about what you want. I think even now, like there's only really 3 more like specific goals that I have.
Okay, well, I was just going to ask you where, so you reach it. One of the things, Alex Stern, I don't know if you know him. Actually, let me say Baron, Sir Alex Stern. He is the co-founder of Constant Contact, and he was on this podcast as well. But Alex, a very good friend of mine, but he says, success is not a destination; it's a springboard to the next level. And so, you get your role as a lawyer, and now, boing, you're springboarding to that next level. So what are some, you don't have to give all your goals unless you want to put them out in the universe, but you can tell us a little bit about what do you want? Do you want a movie? Because you do a lot of commercials, you've done TV, you've done a couple of movies, right? A couple of like HBO type movies. What's next? Is it stage? Is it, Broadway?
No.
What is it for you? I mean, you never know. I don't know what it is.
So I have, as far as, and I will always in some shape or form, be on camera, because it's something that I love and it's something that I'm very good at. But there's like 3 specific acting goals that I have. One is actually to be the lead voice in an animated feature film. So the character, yes. I'm so looking forward to that unfolding. The
Yeah.
other is to join the MCU, which is the Marvel Cinematic Universe,
Yeah.
specifically as a villain character. I was
Yeah.
like in my real life, like I'm so positive and such, like, on like I'm like, I want to explore the villain in me,
Oh,
and
wow.
bring it forth.
I think you could
And
do
then
it
the other,
though. I definitely think you could do it.
oh
Try
yeah,
it.
absolutely.
Try it. Let me say, be a villain right now. I definitely think you could do it. I know you can. Yeah.
I'm
Are you
pretty
being it?
sure that I could be.
Are you being it right now, aren't you?
Hmm.
Hmm.
I love
I
it.
love you.
And then the other one is to actually do a recurring guest star as a powerful prosecuting attorney on a very
But you
successful
still want
television
that?
series.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do it just on a more like consistent long-term basis
Yeah.
for a
Mhm.
series.
Mhm.
And a prosecuting attorney. Like that is like
Right,
very
not the defendant,
specifically.
you want the prosecutor. So, Law and Order, they have some people that are getting really long in the tooth, right? And that need to move on. So maybe we can just, as long as we say, what is it? Law and Order, it's not SVU. Which one is it? Law and
Oh,
Order
I love
Criminal something.
SVU. Okay, yeah, see, criminal intent.
Criminal
Yeah,
intent.
criminal.
So if we put that out,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Law and Order Criminal Intent. Now we have it on video, right? And audio. So it's going to find its way out into the world and then someone's going to, pick it up. So I love it. I love it. That's good.
And so,
So
so
what is
that's kind of
your,
on like the acting side.
yeah,
But
yeah.
outside of that, it's all for me at this point, because I've moved into like executive producing and helping to not only empower this next generation of filmmakers who are
Mhm.
coming through, but helping to give them the mindset, access to resources, access to money to be able to create the projects that they want to create, and that we're putting out into the world things that are going to be helpful for us, that they're going to aid not only just in our entertainment, but that will feed our souls so that we can show up in the most powerful, amazing versions of ourselves. So to help tell those stories and make sure that they get a place to be distributed, told, and created in the world. So that
Yeah.
is really important to me, as I'm like continuing on my journey now.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I think a lot of actors do this, right? They start growing behind the scene. They start behind the scenes, get in front of the camera, and then go back behind the scenes again and say, okay, well, now I know really how to do it because I'm not, just the person who's running around getting stuff. But now you really want to, put that into application. And, I think some people could think that being an actor, an actress is, it's so saturated, it's so hard to get. But people do pass away, people do leave, and we always want to be entertained. The entertainment industry is going to be around because we've always wanted to be, even with can girls back in the 1800s, we wanted to be entertained, right? So we always want to be entertained, or the circus, right? That's entertainment. And so it's kind of interesting that you want to, help pay it forward. I mean, I think that's brilliant that you're doing that. So what are you most proud of that you've done in
Mm.
your whole life? It doesn't have to be in acting. What are you most proud of?
Man,
Sorry.
I wrote out, no, I wrote out, because I'm very much about being intentional and
Mhm.
and knowing what I want to create in life for myself. And I remember in 2013, I took the time to write out my DCA, which was my definite chief aim in life. And I knew, one, my mission in life is to be a catalyst for positive change in over 2 billion people's lives. And I do that through being proof of what's possible, which is why on everything you see, you'll see hashtag be proof of what's possible, because I think
Right.
that's our
I
job,
see that all the
to show
time.
people
Yeah.
what's possible. And so one of the things that I had written down in one of my like visions was, like, how would I know that I achieved like the ultimate level of success in my life? How do I know like at legacy level of success? And I had this vision, and it was this little girl. She goes to class, and they had to write an assignment on like an influential figure who really inspired her to like step into her confidence, into her power, and like to dream bigger. And she wrote her paper on Havilah Malone. And
Oh,
then
I love it.
and then you fast forward, and
Wow.
this young lady becomes the CEO of a company, and she's sitting down doing an interview on like 60 Minutes as they're cataloging her life and accomplishments. And she says that one of the biggest, most influential inspirations in her life was Havilah Malone.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's powerful. And I know that's affecting you. You know, see the thing about vision and goals and all of that, they have to be so big that they move you, right? And that's what it just did. It moved you. It made
Yeah.
you say, "God, this is what I want. This is what I really want in life." And it's clear. And you know, there's no ceiling that you can't break through because it's that
Mm-hmm.
strong. You know, it's not a push, it's a pull, right? You'll be pulled up through it. And I love that. I love that you're doing
And
that.
I tell you, like
So yeah,
one of
go
my
ahead.
goals was I had a vision of it. I was like, I'm going to one day win a Nobel Prize. And I kept thinking to myself, okay, well, what would I have added to the world, contributed to the world that would be of such significance to be deserving of something like that? And I was like, would it be, through a literary, contribution, through like a scientific breakthrough, through, some type of,
Yeah.
peace, that was being
Mhm.
brought? I was like, I don't know. And so what was interesting was be careful what you ask for.
Right.
Because I had gotten an audition, and the audition was for a series, and the character was a Nobel Prize winner. And I was like, I literally like looked up, and I'm like, God, are you serious? I was like, is this a joke? I was like, is this a joke?
Or
Like,
of
is this
course
how
it is. Of course it is. Of course it's this. You know, because really all you have to say is whatever you want to do, and you're going to get it in that form and then apply it in life, right? That's amazing. That's amazing. What else do you want? Let's just keep going because you could just get anything you want.
Oh, but what I thought was really beautiful is that, what are you most proud of? And there was a young lady who she invited me to come to be a speaker in her class because she shared that I was an influential figure in inspiring her. And I was just like, wow, because usually these things don't happen until like later in life or after you're dead. Like, you don't even know what impact or
Right,
influence you've had
right.
on
It can,
somebody,
yeah, it can. You want to be a living impact and influencer, right? A living impactor and
Exactly.
influencer.
And so I'm just like, wow, like you literally did your presentation on the impact that was had through what you like learned, or the things that I have like helped to inspire within you. And then she did, because she graduated, she started a business, and then came back and did the same thing. And I was just like, oh my God, literally the thing that I put down in writing, that I put was like a part of my legacy plan, has literally come to fruition,
Yeah,
which is why, like, I know we can accomplish anything we set our minds to. And so, if whatever the goal is, think even bigger. So, like,
yeah,
even now for myself, I'm like, I have to think bigger, which is why I want to be able to impact over 2 billion people's lives, because I know that's beyond just me. Like, I know
right.
I need the help to bring together the like-minded individuals who want to make a positive impact in other people's lives, which is why like we're drawn to each other, because it's an energy. Like, it's
Mhm.
literally
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
are all about empowering and impacting people on greater and greater levels. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I just want to be able to leave this earth one on E. Like, I have literally expended all of my gifts, all of the things that God has put me on this planet to do. I've done all of that. I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the process,
Yeah.
and have left something behind that makes this world a better place when I'm gone.
Beautiful. I love your heart. I really do. I mean, it's just, I mean, like you said, this energy that we have, you know, in the joy. And it was funny when we were at Pop, we sat next to each other in the theater, right? And the two of us were like, and I think I remember telling you this too. We were like the Muppet puppets that sit up in the side, you know, the old puppets. And I remembered leaning over here and I go, we're like those freaking puppets, because we were sitting there going, "Meh, meh, 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 meh," during the middle of everything. We had something to say about everything. It wasn't negative. It was just that we were chatting,
Of course
you
not,
know.
right?
I know it was very funny. We had our
Because
own little,
it was so inspiring. Like so
oh
many
my,
of the people who just like speak and share, and it would like spark different things like within us. Like, oh my
yeah.
God, remember like such, you know.
I know it was funny. It was really funny. We had some fun, and then dancing. But you missed the dancing. You missed the dancing. You had to show up
Oh
early. I was teaching everybody how
man.
to dance. Yeah.
Wait. When you were doing the hula
No, no.
hoop?
Not when I was doing the hula. Yeah, no, it was before. It was the first day, and we were all there a little bit early, and they played a song, and I go, oh, I love it. Because every time I hear a song, I'm going, okay, this is a cha-cha, this is a, you know, a smooth, this is a waltz, this is a whatever. And I'm like, oh, this is called a foxy. It's part of the foxtrot, but it's like it's called the foxy. And a couple of the gals said, well, show us. And I go, really? And so then everybody came running down and everybody's like, I'm like, okay, turn. And I looked at Tigo's brother, you know, at Alan, and I said, hey, can you hit replay again? I'm gonna show everybody. So we did the Foxy. We were all up there going, woo, 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 look at us. It was fun. Yeah, we
Girl,
had some
you
fun.
stayed teaching people about stuff because even in your presentation,
Oh, yes.
when you told them about the
Uh-huh.
medication, like,
Yes. My medication. Yeah. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. And I worried about it, but I've had fun with it. And people remember, they're like, look at you,
hilarious.
you know.
Yes,
So it's cute, but we're not going to
hilarious.
tell everybody on the podcast. It's a long story. It's a long story. You had to be there. It was fun though. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, you know, I'm serious about myself, but then I'm not serious about myself. You know, there are parts of business that I am and parts of me that I am, but you know, I'm not serious about myself. And I love having fun, and that's why I love talking to you, because we just talk and talk and talk. So tell us about your book. Tell us about your book, and we can obviously get it on Amazon, but tell us a little bit about the book. And I have a question about it. After you tell us about it, I want to know, what would you add to the book at this stage? If you had to go back and just insert a few more things, a few more thoughts, what would you add back in? So tell us about the book first.
Yeah. So I have three #1 best-selling books. And so
I know
the
you do.
latest one,
Yeah.
which is Rewriting a New History, a
Mm-hmm.
spiritual path to audacious authenticity and healing, which is all about, you know, being on a journey of searching for deeper meaning, for expanded consciousness, for understanding like our place in this world, but also what we have access to. And so there's many tools for healing, for self-understanding and awareness. And this particular tool that was utilized, which was ayahuasca, like through an ayahuasca ceremony, it was so mind expanding, and we have to find ways to be able to get to those places so that we can get that knowledge that comes in. And sometimes people do it through meditation, people do it through prayer, people do it through other tools. This is just a
Mm-hmm.
very powerful one to be able to explore that with. And I'm a firm believer, like, it has to be something that you feel called to. It's not for everybody. And
Yeah.
so if
Yeah.
it's something that you feel called to, then answer the call. Even if there's like fear surrounding it, answer the call, because there's something there for you. If you don't feel called to it, fantastic. There are tons of other tools available, from NLP, which is neuro linguistic
Right.
programming, to therapy, to, I mean, so many things. But this particular tool, and what came through the download that I received during that ceremony, I knew this message is not just for me, but it's for me to be able to
There.
share. So as
Mm-hmm.
far as like what pieces I wish I could add to, or I would want to be different, actually nothing. It is complete within itself. And it's something that you go back to read again, and you can go deeper into it, and you can go back to read
so you
and
can
again.
re-experience it. Yeah, because you're,
Yes.
you're a living, breathing document. I mean, not document, but I used to say that all the
Yeah.
Your business plan is a living, breathing document, just so everybody knows. It's not write your business plan, put it in a drawer. It's a living, breathing document. That's where that came from. But your life is as a living, breathing, constant change, constant,
Yes.
external and internal influences that change the direction all the time. It's like driving a car. Little kids get in a car and they think they just hold it still, and you can't. You have all these little adjustments that are making all the time, right? And that's exactly what you're talking about, is that when you're ready and when you go back and read the book, you're a different person. So you're receiving something different.
Absolutely. And it's
Yeah.
wild as we're continue to grow on our journey, the lens changes, the
Yeah.
framework changes, because there's 125 million bits of information that's coming at us at any given second. We
Yeah.
only have the ability to process 125
Wow.
of 125 million
Yeah. And
bits
I'm
of
thinking of three
information.
things right now. My toes are cold. Right. I can only think of three things I'm processing right now. My toes are cold as I'm sitting here. I'm loving your hair. It's a new style for you that I haven't seen, and I just saw you a couple of weeks ago. I'm like,
Right?
I'm aware of the 125. I'm only getting to 3. I don't know what my problem is.
That's so funny. And literally, because we are normally in, like right now as we're talking, we're in a beta state of consciousness.
Yeah.
In a beta, when you're going to bed, you go down into alpha, theta, delta when you're like completely asleep. These other states of consciousness are expanded states of consciousness. So alpha, theta, you have access to more information, but because most people don't know how to consciously access those states of consciousness, when you're asleep and like dreams are coming through, information is coming through, more is actually coming through and being processed than when we're in this beta conscious
Right, of
level
course.
of
Yeah.
thinking.
We don't understand
And
half of it
so
because it's weird, right? We wake up and I had the weirdest dream. Yeah.
right. And so it's like there are tools to be able to help us to get to that understanding, get to that expansion. And there's a saying, and I can't think of like who said it or whatever, but it's like you can't, Albert Einstein, I think, he said you can't solve a problem from
With
the
the
state
brain.
that created it.
Yeah, that's Albert
Yes.
Einstein. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And so you have to, because we all face issues, we all face problems in our lives, and there's always a solution, always, but you have to come to a different state to be able to solve that issue for yourself or expand yourself in some way. And so my pursuit of human potential is dang near obsessive.
Wow. It's interesting that you're saying this too, because I just heard this quote from Albert Einstein not too long ago. And of course, I put it in the context of business, right? I have a problem and I can't be the one to solve, or, hey, I can't figure out how to make this picture, be straight, bring another party in and go, hey, can you help me open this? Can you help me look at this? And I looked at it in that context, but I love what you're saying is that we have to become a different brain. We have to dig deeper. And I wonder if that's what he meant. I'm serious about this. We don't know because he's so brilliant, right? But do you think this is what he meant when
I
he
mean,
was
it
talking
has
about
to
that?
be, like it literally has to be,
Yeah.
because whatever and we all have our own lenses that we look at reality through, and that
Yeah.
lens has been influenced by our family upbringing, our belief system, our experiences in life. And one person can have a completely different experience than somebody else, even though you're walking the exact same path.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Well,
even
look at
people who
twins.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And
Yeah.
so being able to play with these elements, knowing that, you know what, I am a creator. I am a co-creator in this thing called life. And I can create the business that I want. I can create the body that I want. I can create the relationships that I want. I can create the experience of life that I want. I may not know how to do it. And I think that's where we get caught up with.
Yeah.
Even when I decided to move to LA and more fully pursue my acting career, like I didn't initially know the how, like, okay, how are you going to wrap up an entire life that you have, in Louisiana, and then just move to another state where you don't have any like connections or, anything established there. So anything that we do that is new, we don't necessarily know the how, but that's not our job. Our job is the what. Get clear about what we want. And then the how, because it's the reticular activating system that's within our mind, it starts to draw to us. We start to see all these other possibilities. It's a new state of awareness. It's a new state of mind. And so you start to, but I do know so-and-so who does know so-and-so who's out in LA. Okay, great. I need to give her a call. And we get these inspired thoughts, and it's about taking action. And so it's not just the law of attraction. Yeah, great. Something's going to come to you and you got to do something with it.
Oh yeah, you have to. I mean, yeah, right. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I hear this all the time. And I hear this all the time, and as I'm speaking and stuff, people will come up and go, oh my gosh, you were so inspirational. I go, great. What are you going to do? Oh, well, let me look at my notes. Right. And then I'm thinking when they go home, those notes will never see the light of day again, and so thank you. I'm so happy that I, made an impact. I inspired you to do. So what is it that you're going to do?
Oh, I love
and
that.
it's amazing because so many people don't know what it is because they're stuck at, well, I don't know how.
Yes.
I'm inspired too, but I don't know how. So I'm just going to stop. Yeah, it's amazing. I love
like it's beautiful that you have like programs that you have in place that you actually bring people through the hows, because sometimes we don't have the information on how to do it, but you're connected to an infinite universe of 8 billion people, and there are people who have what you need to get to where you want to go. You don't have to do it by yourself. And I think it's like getting out of that mindset of, oh, well, I got to figure this out. I need to know how. No, you don't. You need to know what.
Yeah.
What do you want?
And it's tiring, right? And it takes forever when you try to do it yourself because you come up with the same solutions. I mean, right. And this is where Einstein came in and saying the same solution. So if you're okay, so let's finish up our time. I want to ask you this question. So for the person who's listening to us, if you want to break through a glass ceiling, what does Havilah say you need to do?
To break through a glass ceiling, you have to first decide what you want, because you need to know what a glass ceiling is for you. And so once you know what it is that you want, clearly, specifically, and you get to a state of visualizing that thing, and take time every single day to visualize it, to feel it, to see it as it is already done. You feel the feelings of the accomplishment already happening as if you are living that life right now, because you are literally magnetizing that outcome to become your reality and experience. And then once you do that on a consistent basis, then information will come to you. The hows will come to you, and then you got to take action.
Yeah.
And surround yourself with people who are going to support, encourage, and pour into your goals and dreams, and steer clear of the ones who don't think the way that you do or are going in the direction that you're going.
Yeah, I call that work with and be around people that complement and not complicate.
Yes.
Right.
Oh my God.
And there are people that both you and I know, that I'm like, oh, they complicate me, not going to work with them, not going to be around that. Right. And because I don't want to circle the drain with them. That's what they like to do. They like to circle that drain. And I don't want to be part of that whirlwind,
And I don't want to experience that energy. Like there's so
Yeah, too
much
much.
energy that I have access to within this day. And I want to use that energy to move forward, not to stay here with you or to move back.
Right, right, right. That's
Right.
exactly it. That's exactly it. Havilah, do you have a mantra that you live by?
Oh, absolutely. Be proof of what's possible.
There we
Like you
go.
will literally
Hashtag be
see
proof
that
of
on
what's possible.
every,
Proof of what's possible. Yeah.
yes. And that's literally my job in life
Yeah.
is to be proof of what's possible,
Yeah.
period.
Yeah. And all the fun
Mm.
stuff you do. I was watching you right after we, were with each other in October. And all of a sudden you're like here and there and there and there. I went to Hawaii and sat on the beach, but you went blah, 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 blah. And all the fun places you were going, it was so fun to watch. The Halloween party was hilarious. So you have to
Oh
follow
my God.
online to see all the fun stuff that you were doing and the way you were dressed. That was cute. Your outfit was great. There was somebody else in there that was really cool. And I was like, oh, I like that costume. I want that costume for next year. Yeah. It's amazing. I'm going on a cruise in a couple of weeks, and we have a costume night, and it's called Fame and Fortune, right? And
Oh,
usually it's like
I
it's a
love it.
white party or a groovy 70s party, Last year it was a wacky vacationer thing, and everybody wore wacky vacation clothes, and they're like, this year it's gonna be Fame and Fortune. I was like, how do I do Fame and Fortune? I go, okay, I wonder if I can find like a dollar bill.
Be yourself. Like,
Right. Right. And I'm thinking I'm gonna go as Havilah.
oh.
Hi, I'm
Well,
Havilah
and then you
Malone.
could literally do a crown because I am a queen, a Miss Louisiana Universal 2018. So you could literally be your famous, fortunate queen self. Yes. I love it.
Oh my God, it's so funny. It's so funny having you. Funny, no, it's so great having you on the show. Thank you so much for spending time with us. And if someone wants to get in touch with you, how do they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. You can reach out to me. First of all, I'm on all social media at Havilah Malone. That's HAVILAHMALONE. You can reach out to me via email. Like I'd love to hear from you at ask@havilahmalone.com.
I love that. I love that. And we'll have those links in the show notes and everything for everybody. And again, I just want to say thank you for sticking with me as we tried to maneuver even today. We were maneuvering today and maneuvering yesterday. I don't know. We've been maneuvering this for a whole year, but I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you coming on the show and sharing all of your beautiful gifts with the world. And I wish you all the luck that you possibly can get in pursuing making that change for 2 billion people.
Mm, thank you. I received that. And thank you for being a part of my journey, like coming into my life and just like what we have developed and grown over these years. Like I'm so appreciative for the woman that you are.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Of course. Thank you.
Mm.
Thank you so much. And I know it will continue. So I look forward to seeing you. I don't know where we'll see each other again, but I do look forward to seeing you again shortly. But keep in touch. And
Same.
again, thank you so much for
Well, we
being
will be in Times Square
oh, in
in New
May.
York, revealing on
In
the big
May.
Times Square billboard. Yeah.
We're going to be revealing our big award that we won that I couldn't explain. Yes, we're going to be revealing.
And the journal and documentary and like all of the projects.
Oh my gosh. Were you cold in there? I was cold in that room. I had a blanket over me for that interview.
When we did the interviews. Just, I guess because I was like one of the first ones that went in, so it wasn't cold. It might have gotten cold by the time you went.
I had a blankie. I said, do you have a blankie? I'm going to be a prima donna. I need a blanket. I'm freezing.
Like I'm gonna need a
That's right. I'll see
blanket
you in
and all
May.
green M&Ms. Like
Yes, and I need what I need. Yeah, I need, and the water has to be at 72 degrees, and I need it through a gold straw. No,
a
I'm teasing. Not that
9.5
bad.
alkaline water.
I'm not that bad, but it was cold. It was pretty funny. I'll send you a picture. It's funny. Again, thank you so much for being on the show. And for those of you listening, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen in. Please don't forget to give us a great 5-star rating and write a great comment in there about Havilah because she can see those reviews as well. And let her know what was it that resonated with you? What did you receive? And most importantly, because we always say it, what are you going to take action on? What are you going to do to improve and grow your life and go through your glass ceilings as well? So thanks again for joining us. Have a great week.
You've been listening to Success to Significance with Jen Du Plessis, the #1 podcast for people wanting to give more value and make an impact. Loved this episode? Be sure to subscribe right now at www.jenduplessis.com/S2S for more stories, strategies, and thoughts to help you gain significance and success. And if you like what we're doing, don't forget to give us a rating and review so we can continue to bring you the best content possible. Join us next week for another breakthrough episode. Thank you for listening.